Yeah.
Now, Laurent, we have called you here because you told us some very exciting news. We're really excited to hear. So, Laurent, you've been with Total for how long? Total Energies now in its different names and guises, yeah?
Yeah, I joined Total at that time in 2018
Yeah.
when ENGIE sold its LNG business activities to Total. So I was part of the package, I would say. And I was very happy to enter in this company because there was really a strategic view on LNG, and I've been working in the market analysis and strategy for LNG for a few years, and then I become head of the strategy department for GRP, Gas, Renewable and Power segment in Total Energies.
Which, of course, took the forefront of everything that Total stood for before it became Total Energies.
Yeah,
you became right in the. I guess you were in the spotlight of the transformation that the company was going through. Yeah.
Yeah, we were, but we should not underestimate the role of the other branches. But of course, the energies part of Total Energies was more in GRP, so it was really exciting time to be there at that moment, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. And now, time for a change.
Yes, time for a change.
This is very exciting. So what are you going to be starting on? Your next role is going to be?
So I've been appointed as a new general delegate of GIIGNL or GIIGNL, depends how you want to pronounce it. But yes, I'm very happy, first because it's somehow getting back to LNG. So my business I like much.
And at the heart of the LNG consumers, I mean, of course, there's portfolio players, suppliers, everyone makes up the membership at GIIGNL, but this is the most important body representing everybody who purchases and imports LNG products, of course.
Yes, we'd like to say that we are the voice of the energy industry.
And a massively, rapidly expanding association based on what's happened with LNG over the last 40, 45, 50 years, of course.
If you consider the increase of the number of regas terminals all over the world, I should have known the figures, but we will issue our latest annual report in the coming days, so we will see there's still a very important year in terms of growing the LNG market, LNG trades, both in the supply side and demand side. So still LNG has played a very key role in the world energy mix, and especially for Europe with the energy crisis we all know.
So, biggest thing, your forecast for the short term, what's the next biggest thing that's happening to LNG, do you see? If you were pulling a crystal ball and you said this is what's going to happen, what do you think is going to really drive things forward for LNG over the next 24 months or so?
Looking at some kind of medium term or short term, 24 months, I would say LNG will still be needed in Europe because the crisis isn't over. And still we can wonder if there might be a rebound in the LNG demand in Asia. So still we can expect some kind of tightness in the market, but on the other hand you see still growing LNG capacity. But if you consider the increase of LNG liquefaction capacities for the past year, it's, I would say, roughly more than 100 million tons, but it's still not enough to cope with the demand increase.
Sure.
I think still we are in a balanced to tight market.
Confident that investors are taking LNG as essentially as a hydrocarbon fuel. Are they taking it seriously enough to invest in it long term to satisfy the long term demand? This is where we have a problem, isn't it?
Yeah. It's over I would say the last 2, 3, 4, even 5 years. If we are in the current crisis, maybe it's due to a lack of investment And LNG has always been a cyclical industry. So, but at the end, we always need new investments. But as a counterpart, we need commitment, long-term commitment.
Yeah.
And what the shift we can observe in the LNG business is that, for example, Asian buyers are still willing to commit themselves over the long term. If you look at the long-term contract that have been signed in 2022, it's mostly from Asian buyers.
Yeah.
But still, there is a question for Europe or other part of the world. Are there other players rather than portfolio players that are willing to invest in long-term supply agreements with liquefaction plants in order to secure investment? And yes, it's an interesting question, but we can see there is a shift toward this sense in the industry.
Good. So, when is the GIIGNL annual report out? Something that I always used to have on my desk. First thing I'd do, print it out, and that was that. Have that there. Or ideally get a nice printed copy from the office.
Yeah.
But when are we going to see that land?
No, it will be. It should be. It should be issued. I would say next week.
Fantastic.
So
excellent.
we are working on it with the team. And of course, it's
the final
quite
edits.
expected.
Yeah,
yes,
that's it. Yeah. Well, it's a big one for the industry. We love seeing the GIIGNL annual report. Thank you so much, Laurent. This is our new Secretary General.
Yeah.
A new Delegate Director. Yes, that's correct.
General Delegate.
General. Well, I'm sure Total will miss you very much. But
but
to the next chapter.
I will come back.
To the next chapter.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Pleasure.
Thank you, Gavin.
No problem. Pleasure.